Alright, um, just doing a test. Doing a test here. Okay. Oh, blue. Yeah, so basically, um, so I'm kind of waiting my original laptop to be in repairs. So basically, I'm using a rental laptop. Basically, I'm gonna be doing coding tutorials in this channel. And where it's gonna kind of go is, it's gonna get more advanced and everything, but I'm trying to actually create a community of coders that, and it's gonna be, they're gonna kind of be able to kind of learn from each other, and and you know, kind of make it like an open source kind of like coding community. Now, that's gonna actually work up to Ryan MVCap. Ryan MVCap's my mod, yeah, I gotta make you a mod here too. Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out. I want to make you guys mods. Hold on. I don't think I have any mods. Anyway, yeah. So basically, also to kind of build up to kind of like a master project, which would be kind of creating our own platform for predator catchers, but also other things where, there'll be no possibility that it'll get banned, because literally the creators of the platform, I mean, at least me, like, we actually catch predators ourselves, so we're not gonna ban or censor any kind of material, especially predator catching. So I think that if we have a platform that is owned by us, that's kind of what we need, because I feel like it's just a matter of time before, it gets all taken down, because recently, Discord, they took down predator catcher videos, old predator catcher servers, by saying it's called organized vigilantism. So obviously it's not what we do. Like, vigilantism basically means that you're taking matters into your own hands. You're basically like violent criminals that are just taking matters in their own hands with some kind of justification. That's not what we do. But because of that, I mean, they technically do have the right to, like, just the discretion to take it down, because it's literally their platform. But they're horribly wrong that we're, organized vigilantes of any kind. And I think what we need to do is we really do need our own platform, because our days are numbered. So that's kind of like way in the future. But basically, I'm actually even going to start doing tutorials, I think, tonight. I don't know if I'm going to live stream the tutorials, but I just wanted to do a test stream. I'm honestly even glad there are 3 people somehow in the stream. That's a lot, yeah. But I'm just basically gonna kind of work on probably tutorials even today. I might live stream it. But I do kind of want to emphasize the need that we need our own platform. Do you think Twitter will change with Elon? That's a good question. I feel like it's more complicated than that. Like, even if he's the CEO, like, because sometimes, like, what happens is certain bylaws that are, that the company already agreed to with maybe certain regulation boards, which are not like have nothing to do with like free speech or anything. They kind of will have within their policy. So I don't know if like they could change all that at once or if that's gonna be really the intention. But I would hope he would, and I'd be optimistic that someone like Elon Musk would have that kind of like positive influence to have like free speech. But I feel like it's not as complicated as just having Elon Musk as a CEO. Then all of a sudden, Twitter will be a free speech haven. You know, I don't know. Hopefully it would. Um, but yeah, this channel is not about coding. This channel is not about predator catching or anything like that. This is basically just coding. So I think, and for this, it was supposed to be a test. So I'm actually gonna try to hear myself, see if I sound okay. Hold on. This channel is not about predator catching or anything like that. Okay, so it's good. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Probably gonna create a. Since I do see that everything's working properly, I'm going to. I do have a plan. I'm gonna kind of read the plan, just because I might as well. Let me just read the plan, if I have the plan. Is basically tonight I want to kind of review what we've already learned. So if you want to check the previous tutorials or Unit 0, that'll kind of go into detail of everything. But I'm gonna kind of review a little bit of that and then bring that into creating an actual program. So the programming language we're going to use is Java. Basically, as it's kind of explained, just generally, a programming language is kind of like a method to create. It's kind of a method to program. It's a way of computers only understand zeros and ones, and it's a way to actually, it's a high. What it is it's a Java in particular is called a high-level programming language. So what that means is basically you can type, with human. I guess I'm saying the word but you can type with basically human understandable text to create a program. Whereas the more you get kind of a lower level, you have to kind of have more. Like it's gonna be more like zeros and ones, where it'd be like machine code. Where it's going to be, a lot more complicated. Basically, the best way to describe that is, it's like, it's kind of like maybe the hood of a car is like very low level, like it's like a mechanic would only understand it, like to actually, wire everything together or fix everything. I don't know anything about cars. Whereas if you're just adjusting a setting, it's understandable to the driver. It's more understandable to the driver, rather than like just kind of the core of the car. So basically Java is a high-level programming language, and it's also very cross-platform. So a lot of basically all kinds of computers can use Java, and that's basically what that's basically what we're gonna work with is Java. I'll explain more about that, But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of review some of the stuff to reinforce to make it so that we can make it the first program as a Hello World program. So Hello World programs, basically basically a Hello World program. Oh, my phone just went off. Sometimes my phone just wants to record, like, I guess it's like Siri, but it wants to record like a voice command or something, so it just goes off at random times. Hey, Locksmith. Yeah, I'll make anyone I know a mod here. I'll make you a mod. There's kind of a delay between my phone and chat a little bit. So yeah. So we're gonna kind of reinforce that to create a Hello World program. So what a Hello World program is, basically it's like the first program anyone ever makes, and it's basically to accomplish the program just to say Hello World. That's it. So that the first time, but like, why would you do that? It's just to show that, you know, it's working. Like, what you need to actually use Java is you need to download something called the JDK, which basically makes that you can run a Java file. You can run a Java executable file. You know, so basically, kind of make sure that that everything is set up right. You kind of want to make sure you can, you know, write the, like, basically execute the most basic kind of program on, you know, your computer. So a Hello World program is the first program we're going to make. Very simple. Then I'm going to explain comments. So I'm not talking about YouTube comments. I'm going to talk about, you know, kind of basically, so when you make a program in general, you know, you can't just make it understandable to the like, kind of like, once the program's done, you know, and everything, you know, the user. You can't. It's not just supposed to be understandable to the user. It's supposed to be understandable to the coder. So like, so basically, you would have comments in your code. That's basically what a comment is. It's basically they're like notes. That's the best comparison I can make it. Is they're like notes, so that programmers, when they see the code, they can have an idea and understanding of how the program works, so that another programmer, if they choose to work on your program and add to it, can understand what you were doing there. So, and then, you know, I'm going to also explain in a lot more detail and where Java really stands as a programming language. Then, you know, I don't know, we're just going to go as far as we can go, you know, but we're going to get into kind of the basics. Again, these are stuff that I've kind of already went over, but they're not, I haven't went over it where we coded it in a program, in a Java program, so we're going to kind of reinforce the stuff we learned into a real program. And we're going to learn about variables, where a variable, you know, is basically, you know, it can be an integer, which is basically any kind of number, a string, which is kind of like, well, all these things are data types, right? And, oh yeah, Nightbot's not set up here on this one. But, you know, basically, you know, a data type is kind of like, you know, well, basically what a variable in general is kind of data that's stored in memory. So as far as like how it's stored, is it a number, is it, you know, a word, is it a true or false value, you know, that's going to depend on the data type of the variable. And then we're going to learn about if statements, and then we're going to learn about data types as well, and we're going to apply that to make a very, very basic calculator. And then after that, we're going to, you know, kind of get into all the data types that were not used, just like all of them, just to hit the point home on what exactly a data type is. And then we're going to use something, then we're going to, you know, work with while loops and for loops. So basically what a loop is in general is basically saying, like, do this thing a lot of times. So, I don't know, a good example could be, trying I'm trying to think of an analogy where anyone does something a lot of times, they just kind of have to keep doing it. Trying to think of an analogy. Trying to think of an analogy. Or maybe someone has an analogy of like maybe where they do something, they have to do something like a repetitive amount of times to accomplish some kind of goal. Maybe let's say you're a cashier and you have to bag groceries, whatever it is. So you just have like kind of like a program. You have to put this box in this bag, and you have to put another box in the bag, and then but the instructions to do that, you just have to keep doing that until the goal is achieved. So you're like a factory worker. It could be, let's say you're making toy robots, where you have, the, let's say you have like the body of the robot, the arms, the legs, and the head, and, it's kind of like, it's going to be your instruction to put, the arms on the robot, the legs on the robot, the head on the robot, and everything, and until all the robots are assembled, right? So let's say the goal is to assemble 2,000 robots together. You're gonna have to keep doing that until, for example, 2,000 robots. Basically, you can kind of do that in code. And while dirty, clean, or if clean, end. Wait, is that the factory worker analogy, or is that kind of confused? That's I don't know. I forget what the analogy I used before, but anyway. Then we're gonna get into arrays, which is basically storing multiple types of the same data. So let's say you're trying to store a bunch of numbers. There's a way you can have kind of a variable almost, where you're not trying to just have one piece of data, but many pieces of data. Maybe like 100 numbers, or 200 numbers, or 200 words, or 200 true false values, whatever it is. Then we're going to learn about object-oriented programming, which is basically, it's how all these programs kind of work, that are of this kind. And once you understand kind of that concept, I'll actually show that how you can understand other programming languages that are also object-oriented programming languages, by just knowing the object-oriented concepts. So within that, we're going to learn about something called methods, classes, objects. All the other programming languages have them, and and learning about them, you can basically apply it, and it's going to look very similar to other programming languages. It's kind of like, let's say you kind of learn, just about languages in general, right? Let's say you become just like a language expert. Maybe you learn English really well, then you also learn Spanish really well, or whatever. But then you learn kind of what are the commonalities of languages. Then you can just become such an expert where you'll understand. You'll be kind of easy to learn a new language based on your reinforcement of learning other languages, and that's the best example I can think of. Maybe like sometimes people say, like, if you learn Latin, you'll be able to learn, a lot of other languages easily based on like kind of the concepts that you learn from learning Latin. Now, to be clear, I don't know Latin, but that's what I've heard. That's kind of just like that. That's kind of what I'm saying. Then at some point we're actually going to create something that's more complicated than like a regular calculator. We're going to work with the scanner variable. Now what a scanner variable is basically it makes it so that it's going to be the first time when we're going to be able to receive user input in a program. So instead of just having like a calculator where the values will be already put in, like 3 plus 5, whatever it is, it'll be able to take user input where you'll make a program and you'll be able to type in your own program, you know, the first number, the plus, minus, whatever it is that you want to use, and then to get the answer, then it'll just keep doing it until you're done. Then after that, you know, we're gonna just kind of use kind of a bunch of the cool features in Java. Another one, something I kind of always was interested in is the ability to read and write files. And the ability to read and write files, basically what that means is you'll be able to, the Java program will be able to take data from a file and turn that and make that understandable to the program to then produce an output, or then maybe even write a file solution. So like let's say you know, let's say it would trying to think, it would read maybe from a certain file, and then it could write a solution file. Like if you have, let's say you have just kind of just for a good example, let's just say you have a file, like whole file, like just a regular file, a document that just has a bunch of problems, right? Like a bunch of math problems. And you make a program to solve math problems. Then it would actually, and then you can make the program actually produce like a solutions document that would be the solution to all the problems that you had in the original document. So just stuff like that. I don't know if my explanation there was that good. Then we're going to try to learn about libraries, APIs, and trying to get into Android development, all kinds of stuff. If all that kind of was a lot, that's because, you know, it just wasn't like taught yet or anything. So it all makes sense once we go through it. But the stream was kind of just like a test to see if everything works. See how long the stream has been. This is basically, yeah. So, I'm gonna read off your paper, Locke, FYI. Yeah, Locke's one knows about programming a good amount. So we might even have like panels where maybe we could program or something. So that'd be cool. So yeah, for now, I think I'm just gonna end this off. And I don't know. I'm kind of debating on whether I should do a like live tutorials or you know, and then post it and like chop it up and everything, or make you know just like record them and do them. Cover socket layer and integrating the IP stack. Probably later on. Oh yeah, and to be clear, I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, I'm actually teaching as I learn, right? So I'm kind of like teaching stuff that I already know, and then kind of as I learn, I'm gonna kind of like teach what I know as I learn, almost, you know. So I'm kind of not like you know, I kind of want to be clear that I'm not like presenting myself as like, you know, an expert or anything yet. You know, I'm just gonna kind of like teach what I know, then learn along the way, and you know, that's kind of I try to make that clear that was like a premise of the channel. But yeah, all kinds of stuff, and I kind of like I'm like, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to when we later on. Yeah. Hey, what's up? There's the building. How much people are coming in this chat? Oh my god. There's always a know-it-all in every class. Can you move Locke's desk to the back of the room, Ryan? Probably will need to. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set everything up so that we can actually do a live tutorial. I was expecting like a couple technical issues to happen, but apparently we're not having technical issues, so that's pretty good. Shoot, I don't know at all. Every time I learn something, I learn how much I don't know. Yeah. Let's be on the test doctor. I don't know. Shit. But yeah, slow salt. I don't get the salt thing. But yeah, and yeah, if anyone isn't subscribed to Locksmith's channel, highly recommend. It's a good channel. Yeah, but for now, I'm gonna kind of end off this stream, and then try to get onto the tutorial. Yeah, this will be a very unaccredited course. I need to? I don't know. Do I need to? I don't know. Yeah. I would say this is going to be a very unaccredited course, and it will not transfer to the BBB. It will be transferred to the MVCAP, but not the BBB. Look, I think you should. It's been a while. A few nights missed. All agrees, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, shit. I'm not gonna kind of like try to get into that issue a little bit. Harvard and Stanford are unaccredited, so we should be good. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Actually, in a way, it's kind of like a good thing for me, because I can kind of like think out loud and kind of teach what I already know, and then kind of make it so that if I do learn something new, that I can kind of teach it. So it kind of shows that mastery. So basically, what I kind of think of this is, it's not really like a good thing I'm doing or whatever. It's really for all of us, including me. You know, it's kind of like we're all kind of learning together. So like the biggest thing I'm gonna kind of stress about this whole thing is, you know, I'm gonna be, I guess, doing a lot of the instruction, I guess, but at the same time, we're all kind of learning together, you know. And maybe in the future, maybe there'll be other people that have programming backgrounds, so I'm gonna kind of learn from them too. Kind of like how MVCAP is also all of us, because we're all nonviolent citizens against predators. You know, it doesn't say like, you know, like the name of MVCAP isn't like predator catchers or anything. It's nonviolent citizens against predators. So it's kind of like, I kind of want to make like a joke almost, like as like an ad for MVCAP. Like, are you a citizen? Are you nonviolent? Are you against predators? Then you're nonviolent citizens against predators. You know, so we're all nonviolent citizens against predators. We're all going to learn from each other, and it's going to be good. Yeah. Trying to get him on for this. Oh, I'll brush up on my Java. And in a way, that's kind of like what I'm doing, is brushing up on my Java. That's kind of the point. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I look dark as hell. So I think it's just like the lighting. I don't know. But yeah, we are all MVCAP. Yep. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of like, we are a legion. Definitely. So yeah. And then like once there are like, you know, lessons and everything, I'm thinking of like chopping it down, like the important parts, to like, you know, like TikTok and Instagram, so like people kind of just like get the tidbits of information that they need, and, you know, apply it. And I don't know, I have a lot of ideas that we could do. Yeah, but honestly, I gotta kind of stop myself from rambling. I'm gonna be I'm gonna like. I was trying to make this like a, a technical test or something. So I think I'm going to end the stream, then restart a new stream, and just kind of get everything prepared for the tutorials, and then we're gonna kind of just get through as much material as possible. So, I guess I'm gonna kind of review a little bit about what I taught, and kind of go on from there.